And so it begins again for Queens, and both they and their SPL hosts will be delighted to get away from normal business. They've each won just one of their last 11 league games and have found goals very hard to come by. If there was an advert for summer football, this is it this afternoon. I think the phrase is dinging it down. Decides instead to cut inside. Barrett, oh, there was a jersey pull there, and the referee is given the penalty. Well, Charlie Richmond didn't have to think twice, he went straight for the spot there, and it looks as though it's going to be a yellow card as well. Well, Charlie Richmond took one look at it. Graham Barrett's jersey was certainly tugged back there. But that's a real blow for Queen of the South early on. Craig Barr had a handful of Graham Barrett's jersey, and that means Falkirk have the chance to go in front. So it's going to be Arfield then up against Lee Robinson. Arfield, 1-0 Falkirk. Expertly done by Scott Arfield. One of Scottish football's shining lights, and he's given Falkirk the lead against Queens here in the cup tie. Well, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way as well, Scott Arfield, as he finds the net. And that may just give Falkirk the boost in confidence they need. That was going straight to Lee Bullen, but Tosh did well to get it to Keane. Tosh has it back now as support. Wilson goes ahead of him. Keane to the right. It goes to Stuart Keane. Keane with a chance for Queens perhaps. Dinks it across. It's now with Barry Wilson. Wilson forced back the way to McQuilkin. Bends it in, it's worth a try. Keeper thought about coming for it, changed his mind. Tosh lays it back, it's thumped into the net, deflected it! And it's Barry Wilson! And just a few minutes after going behind, Queen of the South are level! And the Doonhamers are delighted again. They just know how to do it in this competition. And with the aid of a deflection, Barry Wilson, who scored in his debut for Queens last weekend, scores this weekend in the Cup. And in truth, it was all about the deflection, because that was not going in. Stuart Keane goes down, the referee gives the free kick, and this is in a wonderful position early in the second half for Queen of the South. Real opportunity here. It was Stuart Keane just sort of backing his way into the skipper, Darren Barr. It's good forward play from Stuart Keane. Well, a real moment for Queen of the South at the start of the second half. Robert Olejnik just arranging his wall. The referee making sure it's back the full distance. And Bob Harris scored a wonderful free kick against North Shellen in the UEFA Cup in the Fareham Park back in August. Can he repeat that? Tosh touches it to Harris. Oh, he can! Absolutely magnificent from Bob Harris. What a strike! Olejnik got the touch to it but couldn't keep it out. The Doonhamers in dreamland again. Well, that was a fantastic strike from Robert Harris. Tosh with the touch, then it was swerving away from Olejnik, and the Austrian had no hope. That left peg of Bob Harris once again pays dividends for Queen of the South, who now lead, having been one down. Well, a simply sublime finish from Robert Harris. Queens turn this game on its head, and now they've asked the question of Falkirk. Ideal start to the second half for Queen of the South. It's McCann. It's away from McLaughlin, it's a flick on, comes right through, Arfield 2-2! Immediate retaliation from Falkirk, from one end to the other. They've levelled things, and it's a wonderful strike from Arfield. He gave them the lead from the penalty spot in the first half. Shades of last season's Scottish Cup semi, when Queens and Aberdeen fought it out. Falkirk have levelled things, and that must have been about 30 seconds. McCann got away from Jerry McLaughlin, the ball came in, slightest little flick, there was Arfield, what a strike. Slides it across, Bullen. to Arfield, and then McCann. McCann's ball in's a good one. It's Barr, brilliant save, but it's turned into the net, and it's Graham Barrett with a goal. Well, Lee Robinson did his best to try to keep that one out there, but Graham Barrett, like all good strikers, was there to turn it into the net and pounce and put Falkirk 3-2 up. Well, they led in the first half, they saw that lead evaporate, then they went behind 2-1. They're now back in front, and it's Graham Barrett. Well, it's a good strike from him. Just his third goal of the season. Once again, the ball's lost to the conditions as McLaughlin loses out. This is a real chance for Falkirk to finish it, and Barrett does. And surely that will be enough to send Falkirk into the 5th round of the homecoming Scottish Cup. Graham Barrett's second, and Queen of the South Scottish Cup journey is going to be cut short this season. It was so simple. Played across, there was Barrett to just tap it into the net. He won't get an easier chance all season. It's taken short to McFarlane. High into the area from Dovey, and that's headed well wide by Lancaster. The goalkeeper was up as well, Lee Robinson. As the final whistle goes here at the Falkirk Stadium, Falkirk are through to the homecoming Scottish Cup 5th round. A 4-2 win over last season's runner-up. Arfield with a double. Barrett with a double as well for the Bairns. A double-double. And Falkirk go through, despite the fact Queens pegged them back and took the lead at 2-1 at one point, thanks to goals from Barry Wilson and Bob Harris. But it is Falkirk who will go through to the next round of the homecoming Scottish Cup. It finished Falkirk 4, Queen of the South 2. John, firstly, how happy are you to be in the next round?
Yeah, obviously delighted. That's what it was all about before the game, getting in the hat. And all credit to the boys. We made it difficult for ourselves, but they showed a bit of character in the second half to come back and win the game.
All the boys are absolutely delighted. We've been in a bit of a bad run in recent, so it was just delightful to get the right result today.
How difficult was it to play in that wind and rain?
It was very hard because sometimes you couldn't even see the ball. Like the ball was going all out. When the ball was up in the air, it was all around the place, and the ball was coming into you because the rain and the wind was so hard. It was blowing in your face, and sometimes when the ball was coming in.
There is only one half of Edinburgh that can sample Scottish Cup success this season, thanks to Hearts' win over the neighbours at Easter Road some 26 days ago. The win also meant that Hearts avoided going out at the first hurdle in consecutive seasons in the Scottish Cup for the very first time in their history. But it's a Leith lad that's hoping to halt Hearts' progress today. John Hughes sends his Falkirk side out looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since October. On to Lee Wallace. That's a delightful backheel by Andy Driver. Wallace into the box, goes across, Mallow touches it away. Nielsen pumped into the back of the head, a level as well. Well, he came through, and Steve Lowell has a sore head as a result. Well, it's not a good sign, it might well be stitches required. Well, John Hughes, words with his physios, saying it should have been bandaged up, I think. Doesn't want to be down to 10 men. Wallace. Low ball across, Arfield will pick up. Driver's there, great feet from Andy Driver. The cut back and turn behind, and only just. Johnson for Glenn. Glenn gets the touch, Arfield behind him. Arfield's in trouble for that. Yellow cards. On to Robbie Nielsen. Johnson waits for it. It's cut back onto Gary Glenn. Good save from the goalkeeper. Wonderful save from Danny Mallow. He'll claim he meant that, John Hughes. So find some joy down this side. They have more as Wallace with a nutmeg away from Riera as well. Arfield actually played the pass in the end. Johnson onto Abour, kept it in. Good play from Abour. Comes off Jackie McNamara. And you're allowed to bounce. It's always a danger. Presley touches it away. Here comes Wallace. McNamara had to pull out the challenge. That's an early exits. As Johnson flicks the ball across, Abour flicks off Holden. And there is a head knock. And that's why the referee's brought it to a halt. Then Glenn swinging a foot out. Looks like Darren Barr. Bruno Aguiar quickly away from McCann. He got caught well. And the referee decided not to bring it back. He felt Johnson had a chance to play it. Still Hearts' way. Here's Abour. Nielsen outside him. Abour going himself for the byline. Well, at least he's got the decency to smile about it. Plenty of defenders around, they weren't needed. It's called beating yourself. Abour takes some doing. He had no idea where the ball was. Dean Holden tracking back and couldn't see where it had gone. It's behind you. Some thought he was going to be sent home or Kingston for treatment on a hamstring problem. Instead, he's getting ready to come on. Bullet. So Lucas Strom with the header away. McNamara flicked it back in. Lovell is up, and the ball is in. And the opening goal comes from Steve Lovell, who scores in the Scottish Cup for a third different club. And his opening goal comes from Falkirk. Hearts clearly wanted offside. John Hughes is calm. Steve Lovell celebrates. Carl Finnegan congratulates him. The ball played in, headed away by Zaliukas, returned by Jackie McNamara. And Lovell remained onside, according to Martin Cryans, and then off the bar. It was a good free kick in, though dealt with well by Zaliukas. McNamara, speculative back in, up and over, and the ball bounced over the line. Finnegan made sure. Falkirk with the lead. Jackie McNamara sends it through. Michael Higdon is offside. He'll finish beautifully, but he is offside. And that could have been the end of the Scottish Cup for Hearts. And Michael Higdon just went too soon. Good finish from the Englishman. Nelson moving off McCann. Falkirk just 2 wins in the last 19 years at Tynecastle. On the back foot now as Driver goes in. Holden with a challenge. Referee says penalty. Well, Andy Driver won a similar position. Won a penalty kick against Inverness, and Dougie McDonald was in no doubt there. Well, he's been asked to speak to his assistant. Danny Mallow goes in. Andy Driver looks back. Driver went in. Well, it was the merest of touches on the ball from Dean Holden. Dougie McDonald comes across. Chris Young, that's who he's speaking to. Now, Chris Young is explaining what he saw. And if he thinks there's a touch on the ball, that's what he's telling him. Well, Dougie McDonald is checking, and Dougie McDonald is giving the corner. It looked like there was a touch. You have to give credit to Chris Young. Hearts are absolutely furious. Dean Holden cleaned immediately, and he got a touch on the ball. Now watch Dean Holden's leg come round. He got the merest of touches on the ball, and that's a good call. Big decision. Hearts of the corner, not the penalty. Cross. Karapidas. Glenn, that came off Holden and gone behind. It's another corner. Well, the referee will get pelters round Tynecastle, as you would expect. Shava Laszlo will no doubt make inquiries. Well, the Hearts have to put it behind them now. Aguiar Sent across, that Lucas tried to get there off of Boer. Neil McCann wanted too long to clear it, but now Falkirk can come out. Hampden leading the charge, Finnegan to the side. Finnegan sent it across, breaks off Nielsen. Hampden plays it through almost onto Arfield. Well, that's sliding back, Bruno Aguiar. Wonderful counter-attack from Falkirk. Bruno Aguiar working back really hard before Arfield was put in. Falkirk's first corner of the match. Time for a chat from John Hughes. Lord Salmon, fourth official, is having some words. He's trying to calm down Shabba Laszlo, which is not an easy task. Neil McCann across, Darren Barr was up with a header. And that's where it goes. He's found some space on the left foot, not the favoured side, and put through by Neil McCann. Well, Danny Mallow had every right not to expect that. I'm not sure Neil McCann knew what he was doing either. Aguiar, this by Kingston, the back post, Karapidas. Wonderful blocking challenge from Stephen Presley. There's a man down in the 6-yard box, it's Darren Barr. You see the blood coming through, the referee has to stop play. Stephen Presley covered the ground well. Barr went up, he just got caught in a whole ruck of players. Karapidas brought it down beautifully, and Presley across to block with the right leg. And Presley with a long clearance, Finnegan. Well, Zaliukas just takes out Finnegan completely. That's a free kick. Absolutely no doubt about it. And the referee is showing him a straight red card. Marius Zaliukas has only himself to blame. There was no need to do what he did. And Carl Finnegan was coming through to try and win the ball. And for the third time this season, Marius Zaliukas is sent off. Shabba Laszlo looks bemused. It's not his day. But Zaliukas just held up, came across, denied him the chance to go anywhere near the ball, and then out with a fist. Well, nothing else but a red card would have sufficed. Aguiar, Karapidas is deep, Kingston! There can be 5 agonising minutes for these Falkirk fans. Hearts fans too not happy as Arfield is going to be sent off. That will be a second yellow card. And it's stoppage time. The red card for Scott Arfield. It will be 10 against 10 for the last 4.5 minutes. And Arfield is gone. Coming across his man, didn't reach him. Elliott. On to Michael Stewart. Stewart trying to get away from Stephen Presley. Presley takes him down. And Stephen Presley, it certainly will be a card. The colour is yellow. He did not deny an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He knew precisely what he was doing. Stephen Presley, that's called taking one for the team. He knew what was ahead, and he knew that a yellow card would be the only thing that would come out. Falkirk, who scored just 12 goals in the last 19 matches at Tynecastle. And it is Falkirk through Steve Lovell who get the honours. It was tousy, it was tough, there was 2 red cards. But over 13 years since Falkirk last won on this ground, they propelled themselves into the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup, thanks to their play today. Both teams ended with 10 men. Hearts had a penalty claim overturned correctly, as it turned out, but a clean sheet for Danny Mallow, a happy return for Stephen Presley, and John Hughes is delighted. Full time at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Falkirk 1. Shabba, obvious disappointment in going out of the cup.
Normally after this game I don't think I must say something. I'm sorry for the supporters and for my team, and this is a comment I think to the game. The rest, if somebody saw this game, was in the stadium, he saw everything. I must not comment. I'm sorry for everybody, and we can work, we can do everything. We try to do everything, but I think definitely it's disappointing to fly out, but I think at the moment we must concentrate now in the league, and normally I don't have the possibility to tell something. If I tell something, I will be punished. This is better to don't talk about this, and it's better if some people maybe think a little bit about his job and the football and everything what happened. I don't think this is more to say to this game.
I'm delighted. We know the difficulty coming here, and I'm trying to keep my smile off my face, but absolutely delighted.
You would have been smiling when the penalty was awarded against your side, but just moments later the referee overturned his decision.
Well, I think it was they're a three-man team, and I think Dougie gave the penalty, and I think it was a linesman that got his attention, told him it was a perfectly good tackle, which is good because they're all communicating, and as I say, they're a team. And I was man enough last year. I think we're playing Hibs where the referee says one of my players had a tackle in the box. Referee said it was a great tackle. It was the linesman that gave the penalty, and I come out in my press afterwards and says, well, at least he's man enough to do that, and I hope a lot more of them do that. So it was nice that they got that right. It would have been hard justice on us if it went against us, especially with what we were given to the game.
It looked a fairly physical game to watch. What was it like to play in?
I don't think it was. Obviously there was a few bookings, but I don't think there was anything really nasty. I played in worse, but it happens. It was a cup tie, and it was a game we needed to win.
It's a nice feeling being in the last 8 of the cup, perhaps just looking for that home draw.
Of course, yeah. We're excited that we got through to the next round, and we've just played a semi-final. Obviously, and we lost, so it'll be good to try and get that to that stage again this year.
I know what I've got in that dressing room. Not getting carried away, but if you say there's 3 points for that today, I would have bit your hand off, because going to enjoy it, not getting carried away. Our whole season is basically staying in the SPL. We're confident, we're in good form, we're keeping clean.
A much needed break then for these two from staving off relegation, as Inverness look to compound Falkirk's miserable week, which saw them leapfrog the Bairns at the foot of the SPL. All very pretty in the middle of the park from Falkirk at the moment. They want to start things happening in the final third. Lovell, lovely cushion header back out there to Finnegan. This is good stuff from Falkirk. Clipped over. Lovell's header. It's just over. It's good, promising build-up from the visitors. All the visitors enjoying their day out. Up the A9 this morning in decent numbers. Here's Dougie Emery for Inverness. Keepers, Scobie takes it right off him, and then the header comes back there from Tokley, and Mallow forced to make the save. Well, Tam Scobie better stay out of Danny Mallow's way just for the next wee while. O'Brien. O'Brien playing it in, good flick on there from Lovell. Was that a hold there? And it is a penalty kick. It has been given. Heavy Zaddy on Finnegan. There can only be one outcome here. It's the last man. Inverness benefited in midweek with a penalty. David Weir of Rangers was sent off. And in similar style, you would imagine the Frenchman Jebi Zaddy's got to go here. Indeed he does. Inverness down to 10 men. And Carol Finnegan will have the chance to put them one up and compound that misery. There can be little doubt about it. Good flick on from Lovell. Jebi Zaddy hauled down Carol Finnegan. And Falkirk have a wonderful opportunity to get in front in this quarter-final. And the Bairns fans anticipate and look on. What a chance they have. And Inverness have been the better side. Finnegan then up against Ryan Essen. Felipe Morais, a little bit of gamesmanship from him. And now they can. Finnegan, 1-0 Falkirk. Superbly taken by Carol Finnegan. And he sends the Bairns fans into raptures at the opposite end. Well, he took it so well. Essen went the wrong way. Finnegan to his left. And Falkirk draw first blood. What's an expertly taken penalty by Carl Finnegan. Meeting number 18 between these two here at the Caledonian Stadium, and the home side have only ever won 4 of them. Stewart, oh, it's a brilliant touch away from Monroe. Craig! What a chance at the start of the second half for Falkirk. Powerful pass there. I'm sure Vienna was the intended target as Duncan slides in and Darren Barry's taking a sore one in the ankle. Straight back up, Darren Barr. Oh, Russell Duncan goes down there. Well, I'll be interested in another look at this one. Duncan certainly went down like a sack of potatoes there. And there's fists flying, they're pushing and shoving inside the centre circle. And now tempers have boiled over. Well, the referee's got a job to do here. Well, let's have a look at this. Russell Duncan, who went down. Darren Barr, who allegedly knocked him to the ground. It's a yellow card to Russell Duncan. And now Darren Barr. Steve Conroy calls him over. What will the decision be? It's yellow for Darren Barr. Well, well, well. Let's have another look at this. Barr on Russell Duncan. Well. Monroe totally did win the header. Kerr flicks it on. Duncan now. It's the return in there. Mihadjic and Rooney and Kerr. And then blocked by Barr. Well, they think they're there. These Falkirk supporters who are hearing good numbers. Is there to be a twist in the tail? Imrie skips away from Riera. Still Imrie, looking for goal. Still Imrie. Oh, Mallow makes this save, but he didn't get much on it there as it's played back in. The offside flag goes up on the far side, and you just wonder, is that it? As far as Inverness are concerned. Monroe with the up and under. It's Tokley, it's Foran, it's saved by Mallow. And then Presley gets it clear. Well, that really would have been the sting in the tail. With their backs to the wall for a lot of the game, Falkirk. Even with the numerical advantage. Hastings is the covering player, he just knocks it out. And there is the final whistle. Falkirk will be going through to the semi-finals, their second semi-final of the season, and they'll hope for a better outcome than the last one. The Falkirk fans are absolutely jubilant, as well they might. They're going back to Hampden next month for a last 4 appearance for the second time this season. Stephen Presley looking for a 4th Scottish Cup winners' medal with a 4th different team. And you can see what it means to him, the look in his face there as well. It finished here at the Caledonian Stadium. Inverness Cali Thistle 0, Falkirk 1.
I felt we were a better side, especially in the first half. And certain penalty, I think it was maybe a bit harsh on the boy to get sent off. But you know, Arfield's missing. He's usually our penalty taker, and I says before the game, who's taking the penalties? Finnegan was brave enough to grab the ball and slot it away. Great.
Yeah, I try to do my job as best as I can, and today I have this is a little bit like goalkeepers need sometimes, and I think I help the team. For me, it's the most important thing. You know, I try to do my best, and today was very nice for us, and I'm very happy for my colleagues, for all the team, for the staff, the manager, everyone. The Falkirk is a very, very important picture for us.
There was a lot at stake for us today in terms of revenue and finance. So I've got a managing director that's got a hard time, even for us and all that, in terms of money on, and so that possibly will make him sleep tonight.
So a place in the final at stake for these two great rivals. For Dunfermline, remarkably, it would be a 3rd Scottish Cup final in 6 years. It's Falkirk's first semi-final since 1997, and they won that one against Celtic. Once again, it's a match which will be played to a finish, so there will be extra time and penalties if we need them. Our match commentators here at Hampden, Craig Patterson and Paul Mitchell. Geographically, they've got closer rivals, but for fans of both teams, this is the true derby fixture. That adds a dash more spice to a Scottish Cup semi-final that's a way for one of these teams to make a largely forgettable season more pleasurable to recall in later times by reaching the final of the Marquee Cup competition. Hampden wanted too long, invited Wilson in. Simple touch. Bain gets it back onto Finn. Moll had held the line nicely. Well, I thought he got himself back on side as Moll knocks it in. Mark Doyle on the far side disagreed. His voice will resound round Hampden this afternoon.
That would make me move quicker.
Back onto Hampden, goes for the snapshot and rattles the post. It was simple football, it was nearly simple and effective.
Well, that's the way to do it. You hit Michael Hampden, he's big, he's strong, and when he gets half a chance, strikes it well. Fantastic hit. Great technique. What's the technique to keep this down? So unlucky. See it hit the post.
Great effort too by Neil McCann, knew where the striker was. Marches onto Arfield, Hampden back to the midfielder, he'll crack it from there, and it was well worth it too. Paul Gallagher with a stop.
Good save by the goalkeeper. Modern day ball. It moves in the air. You can't afford to catch. Just parry it away.
And Falkirk have earned themselves the first corner of the match. Scobie looking for Hampden. He'll win it. The runner is Arfield. Decent again. Danny Mallow came, punched. Glass onto Burke. The low one could go anywhere. It was helped on by Graham Bain. Barr onto Hampden. In comes Neil McCann. And come for Carl Finnegan. And the hero is Paul Gallagher. He threw himself at the ball.
Quality goalkeeping and brave goalkeeping. Once again, just a lob into the box. Michael Hampden causing the problems. Then Dunfermline under pressure. Carl Finnegan goes for that. That's a good save by the keeper.
Jackie McNamara back onto Arfield. Pings it in. Taken down by McCann. But O'Brien wanted it, so too did Riera. Well, Riera seemed to go down too easily, and the referee decided that is going to be a yellow card, and Anna Riera will be out of the Scottish Cup final should Falkirk make it. The sides last played in the SPL together, season 06-07, Falkirk 104 without conceding. Looking for the breakthrough today. McCann hooked it in, and it's the breakthrough, and it's Tam Scobie who scores. The local lad says the local fans delirious, those who've come from Falkirk. Tam Scobie with the opening goal.
Well, he just burst into the box. We're looking at Michael Hampden, it goes over him, and Tam Scobie, brave enough, he throws his head in. Might be a bit of a shoulder on this ball as well, but he doesn't care, and John Hughes doesn't care. Now the game opens up. Dunfermline have to go for it. Set piece, always the most likely. There's Scobie, might well have been the shoulder, but it's in the back of the net. Falkirk go ahead.
It wasn't pretty in the end with the finish. The shoulder into the corner. Tam Scobie scores for the first time in over a year. And he scored in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Here comes Jamie Moll. There's a goal, Jamie Moll. Now Arfield. McCann on the angle. McCann against Wilson. Neil McCann. Good effort from Neil McCann. Struck it cleanly, but just couldn't keep it down. Caller said 10. Wilson heads it back across. Well, it's the chance they waited for, and Rory Loy trudges back.
Well, it's a real chance. Scott Wilson does great to hit it back across, and he's enough time to adjust. He's got to hit target there. When the ball comes back in from Scott Wilson, fraction of a second, you've got to keep that down.
Arfield. Falkirk trying to keep it tight. Mark Stewart emerges. Stewart stumbles. Arfield wants it. Replies back to Stewart. Stewart lays it off. This could be the moment for Burton O'Brien. It was a poor one. Hampden almost got on the end of it. McCann goes down. Penalty kick. Neil McCann taken down in the box. And it's Falkirk's semi-final now.
Well, the link-up play was great by Falkirk to get the ball into the box. Eventually when the shot came in, Michael Higdon, I think, missed the ball. It deflected. And Neil McCann, he goes for it. He steps over and the referee believes penalty kick. Hard to tell from here just how bad that was. Greg Ross going to clear. He's kicked the back of Neil McCann without knowing it.
Well, Greg Ross tried to react. You could see the number 14 move across, but he would have known when the connection was made. Scott Arfield scored 2 against Queen of the South, one of them from the spots. It's another local boy for Falkirk, and he sends him in to the Scottish Cup final against Rangers on the 30th of May. Scott Arfield celebrates. It's his 12th goal for Falkirk. Never has been one so important.
Terrific penalty kick. He knows the pressure's off slightly, but he has the chance to finish the game, and he strolls up and tucks the ball right in the corner, and Falkirk ahead for Hampden to meet Rangers.
Confident, well-struck penalty right into the corner. Paul Gallagher with no chance. They'll be back at Hampden for the 3rd time this season in the Scottish Cup final. That was clinical. Arfield to McBride, on to Hampden. Hampden tries to release Craig. Who's been the pick of the bunch for you, Craig?
Well, I think Michael Higdon's made the difference. I think they managed to play off him, and that meant Falkirk did create a few chances. There's been a lot of decent players. Callum Woods again impresses me for them. At right back, he's moved into centre back. He's done absolutely nothing wrong, but today, great quality in the final third. It's been about application, and Falkirk have just had the edge because they've made the chances, and that has made the difference.
Here comes Mark Stewart. Stewart for the byline. Chipped across Hampden! Good save from Paul Gallagher. Denying Michael Hampden the goal. Let's be honest, his play has deserved.
Great play all round. Mark Stewart to get the ball in the Hampden header, and great save from Gallagher, but that's a great ball in from the byline. You think you're picking your spot. Good save, the keeper.
That's a terrific stop from Paul Gallagher. He's been in good form this term. Arfield in. Hampden had his jersey pulled by Wilson, and the referee decides that in the decision he makes is to bring the game to a close. And it's Falkirk's day. It's the first Scottish Cup final for them since 1997. And John Hughes will lead his side out in a cup final for the very first time next month. This season could yet be one of the most memorable in the long history of Falkirk. Tam Scobie got the goal scoring started. Falkirk with the weight of the world on their back. Tam Scobie used his shoulder to put them ahead. And when Neil McCann won the penalty, Scott Arfield dispatched it in style. And it's Falkirk and Rangers who'll headline the showpiece at Hampden Park on the 30th of May. It's finished Falkirk 2, Dunfermline 0.
And how must John Hughes be feeling now, subjected to some criticism pre-match from a section of the Falkirk support? Today he has answered them. Falkirk through to the cup final, and there they will meet Rangers on the 30th of May. Will they do so as an SPL club? Well, that of course is a battle still to be fought, but that's a fantastic end of the season to look forward to for Falkirk. Will it be their first Scottish Cup win since 1957? In 97, of course, they lost to Kilmarnock, that game played at Ibrox, but they'll be back here at Hampden to meet Rangers in this year's homecoming Scottish Cup final. Jim McIntyre, a disconsolate figure as he heads up the Hampden tunnel. But great celebrations by the Bairns of Falkirk. Let's hear then from the dressing room from some of the players involved in this afternoon's semi-final. There with Jonathan Sutherland.
What a massive win this is for the team for this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. You know, everybody knows the situation we've been in, you know, with the league situation and things like that, but the gaffer asked us to go out there and put on a show for the fans and work hard and hopefully get rewards. You know, and it's a great day for all the fans out there. You can hear them in the background singing, and we need to carry this bit of form onto the league campaign and try and push up the league, and hopefully if we can do that, then we can turn a difficult season into a great one.
Now, you've got quite a good history in the Scottish Cup, of course, Jackie, winning it 3 times with Celtic. How sweet does it feel to be going there with Falkirk into the final against Rangers?
It's especially good, you know, at this stage of my career. You know, sometimes you think the days have gone behind you, you leave a big club, but you know, to come here with Falkirk, and it's a great feeling. Just talking to Neil about that as well, he feels the same way. To finish this season as well, going back to Hampden, it's very good.
And you set the ball rolling, of course, with the opening goal. Here it is. Talk us through it, Tam.
Well, you know, nearly put in a great ball. I've just managed to kind of check my run. I think it's actually come off my shoulder, but you know, to score in a Scottish Cup semi-final is magnificent. You know, at the top stadium as well is a great feeling. You know, and I'm just glad that one of my good friends, Scott Arfield, got in the score sheet as well. You know, I think it's massive for the club.
Off the shoulder, but they all count.
Yeah, it does, you know, and I've had a rough week. My granddad passed away a week ago, you know, and I had his funeral and just before the Hearts game, you know, and all the boys in there have been trying to spur me up for it. He was an adamant Falkirk fan, you know, so hopefully I've done him proud today.
How confident were you when you stepped up for the penalty kick?
I was getting cramp about 70 minutes into it, so I was thinking my legs were going to give way, but semi-final you don't pass up the opportunities, and I'm sure that very many of the boys wanted the penalty kick, but I was confident and I just slotted it in the normal position.
We were disappointed when we came here in the last semi-final in the CIS against Rangers. You know, they kind of ran over top of us, and I think we froze a little bit. But it's a great day to look forward to. You know, you can get the family out and all the fans, and at the end of the season, it's a real bonus for us. And if we can come here and put in a good show, then hopefully the fans will be delighted.
The supporters today were absolutely fantastic. I think last week when they put the letter in, it was a wee bit shell-shocked, all the boys, because I think in terms of what the gaffer's done at this football club has been nothing short of a miracle. He's took the club right from first division right into a very capable XPL team, and albeit we're down the bottom now, but it just shows you how much it means to everybody and the players, and hopefully we can